another edition of Hodge and Podge. This time we're doing grade them again.
Let's do it.
We got some good feedback. This week we are going to be grading the first-year coaches in the NFL, and we are going to start in the AFC.
I love the AFC.
You ready to do this?
Let's do it, yeah.
All right, Pat Shurmur took over in Cleveland. They went 5-11 last year. They're now sitting at 3-4. And how would you grade what Pat Shurmur is doing in Cleveland?
I think it's a C-.
I'm going C+.
C+. I just think the offense has shown no life. I think Colt McCoy, a year ago was really showing some signs of, hey, we're going to make some headway here. He was looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Hardesty was looking pretty good.
I give you that.
And I just think the offense seems like they've taken a step backwards. I mean, they're scoring like 9 points a game. I mean, come on.
No, they're averaging 13.5. But
oh yeah, you're right. Not
which isn't great. But Peyton Hillis has been out most of the year. I mean, at this point, he's played in.
Well, he's kind of done. He's kind of done.
I don't think he's done. I think he's just kind of like dealing with a contract and just kind of screwing off.
What was like his agent says you got strep throat, so sit out of the game.
But that's why I'm giving Shurmur a little bit. I mean, he's definitely doing better than they did last year. Last year 5-11. Right now they're at 3-4. I think going at the midterm, they can keep this thing going positive. It's not going to be great, but I'm giving him just above average with a C+.
Hardesty just went out.
I think. I know, but I think if Peyton Hillis was playing, they'd be playing a lot better.
They had Jim Brown back there still.
Their defense,
win all his games.
Their defense is pretty good.
I mean, woulda, shoulda, coulda.
He's doing something with nothing. I mean, it's Cleveland. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, next we're moving on. Denver Broncos picked up John Fox this year, and last year they were 4-12. And right now they're sitting at 2-5 with the Tebow experiment going on. What you got?
I got D+.
D+?
I got a D+.
You went on the plus side?
Well, I mean, I think they've shown some signs.
I don't know if you saw this, but I gave him a D-. D-.
I think what concerns me is all these rumors about how they're playing. They're playing Tebow to show all the fans that he doesn't. He can't really win and all this. I just think. I mean, if that has any remnants of truth, I mean. I would be infuriated if I was the owner and a fan of the Denver Broncos. So I'm giving them a D+. I'm giving them a D+. I think that they're not really performing.
They are not performing, and I'm giving them a D- because they're playing Tebow. Hello, they ranked at the beginning of the year 1, 2, 3 for their quarterbacks. 1, Kyle Orton. 2, Brady Quinn.
You don't know
3,
that.
Tim Tebow.
You don't know
That's how they had him listed on the depth chart. So I do know that. And
so
they went with
the email of the depth
They went with number 3. They went with number 3. That tells me the coach doesn't really know what he's doing. I'm giving him a D-. It's just pathetic.
We're pretty close.
It's just pathetic.
No, I just think they're playing for next year.
I would have given them an F if they had won a game.
The thing that infuriates me is the fans. Are you thinking about the season ticket holders? People pay money for those tickets.
Hey, those people want to see
We're gonna throw this season away.
Those people want to see.
People want to see winning football.
All right, we gotta move on. You ready to move on?
Not really, but it's
all right. Sticking with the AFC West in Oakland, Hugh Jackson took over, and last year they were 8-8. Right now they're 4-3.
I'm going B+.
I went with a B, so pretty close.
I think, I think he's really. I think the team's playing a lot better. I mean,
yeah.
And I guess part of my rating is where this team has been for the last decade. But I think he's got him in the right direction. Campbell going out's been a blow to him.
Yeah.
But I think he's done a pretty good job.
To be honest with you, I probably would have gone higher if Campbell was still playing. I believe they would have won their last game. And because of that, I would have given them a higher grade, and I feel kind of bad. But I did give them a B because they're doing well. They are at the top of the AFC West right now, tied up there. So I gave them a B. And if they can get the Carson Palmer thing going, I think at the end of the year I'd grade them a lot higher. But we gotta kind of wait and see.
I'm actually hoping that he. I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm hoping it is. Because I think the league's better.
I feel bad because I kind of docked him because they didn't have a backup for if Campbell got hurt, and I mean because Bowler was not a backup, and somebody
throws more passes at opponents. What's the problem?
All right, we're moving on. We're gonna go to the AFC South with Tennessee picking up Mike Munchak, and
Hall of Fame.
Hey, last year they were 6-10. That's pretty bad. Now they're 4-3.
I'm gonna give him a C.
I'm gonna give him a B.
I just think the team's okay. I mean, I think
team is okay. The team was smart. They picked up Hasselbeck. I think that was a huge pickup for them.
He's not done bad.
He's not done bad, but he's done better than what they've had. Or what
What's going on with Chris
had.
Johnson?
I don't, and that's why I gave him a B.
You're a big Chris Johnson fan.
I gave him a B because Chris Johnson's playing like crap, and I feel like the coach is keeping him in at 4-3.
And then he sat him on the bench.
If Chris Johnson was good and was playing like he did last year, I think they'd be a lot better than 4-3.
Well, then he sits him on the bench in the last game. I mean,
hey, if you're not playing well, we got to put somebody in who is. You know,
you're paying the guy whatever.
I do feel bad though that they lost Kenny Britt because he was having a heck of a year. Hasselbeck and him were really going at it.
He's a heck of a fantasy player.
Yeah, I know. My brother had him and totally beat me with him until he got hurt, and now I'm back in first place. But anyway, Tennessee.
You digress.
Yeah, I'm going with a B.
I think it's a C. I mean, he's not doing
a little bit off.
He's okay. He's okay.
You know, we'll see.
So that's AFC, huh?
That is the AFC. So we'll be moving to the NFC next. But real quick, we're going to show you a short video of us playing cornhole because
we're fantastic.
We're like world champions.
That's true.
We're awesome, and those are homemade boards that I personally made, and they are regulation.
Yeah, we couldn't tell from the Ohio State stickers. You're
That's
right.
hey, the key is regulation. If anybody needs to know cornhole regulations,
27 feet.
Shoot us an email. We'll let you know.
27 feet.
It is. We'll be right back. You like that video? All right, we're back.
How great was I?
I'm just not quite as good as me, but pretty good for some Southern California boy who doesn't know anything about cornhole. All right, so we're gonna get in the NFC and grade these coaches. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, we're starting off with the Carolina Panthers picking up Cam Newton, going from 2-14 to 2-6. And how are you gonna rate this guy?
I'm going C+.
This is boring. You have a C+ too? That's what I have. All right, tell me why.
You know, I think, if you look at the offense, he's starting Cam Newton. Cam is doing pretty well. The defense is still a little suspect. I think he's in the right direction. I mean, I want to give him a higher. I really do want to give him a higher grade because I think if you look at their games, they've played pretty well. They've lost a lot of close calls, and they've had a chance to win the games, but. When it comes down to it, it's your win and loss record. And
I don't know.
I just think they haven't really.
I don't know what's happening right now, but I could just repeat everything he said because that's what I had in my notes here. They've lost close games, and I would have given him a B or close to an A if they could finish some of those games. Right. But they lost Arizona 28-21. They lost Green Bay 30-23. They lost Chicago 34-29. They lost New Orleans 30-27, and they lost to Minnesota 24-21. I mean, you turn those games around, and they're like. 5-3
I'll tell you, I think they're going to be the preseason pick next year, right? I think if they can add some pieces.
He definitely hasn't gone the right way, which is why I got him a C+.
I want to give him higher, but I just can't do it this way.
But if they could have won one or two of those, he definitely would have been in the B range.
I agree. I think he's going to end up being. I think he's going to end up being happy with where he goes next year.
Oh yeah, I mean they got to be impressed with Cam Newton and everything. All right, so we're going to move on to the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, Jason Garrett took over. For part of last year, and this year they're 3-4. Last year 6-10.
I'm giving him a straight D.
Straight D for Dallas.
Yeah, D for Dallas.
I'm gonna give him a Dallas plus over here.
I think they've underachieved. I think that he has some pieces there. I mean, he's got Romo on the offense. He's got some defense. They brought in Rob Ryan, who's played pretty well. Has constructed the defense pretty well. But I just think they're just underachieving. I think they should play one more game.
The only thing in their favor right now is that their upcoming schedule is pretty light. But they should really be 2-5 right now. I mean, they should have lost that 49ers game. I just think that they haven't been able to close out the games, and you can blame Tony Romo if you want, but. Sometimes
they should have beat the Jets.
Sometimes you just got to put it on the coach.
I mean, honestly, they should have beat the Jets, and then they got really conservative against New England. Gave the ball back to Brady. Hey, you think Brady's going to beat us? There's 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock in the fourth quarter. You know he's going to go down and beat you.
Of course he is.
So I mean, you might as well open it. You got to go for the jugular. I think Garrett didn't do it, so I think he deserves a D.
I agree. So we got another guy who was an interim coach at the end of last year in Minnesota, Leslie Frazier. They were 6-10 at the end of last season. They're 2-6 currently. They've moved on from Donovan McNabb to the Christian Ponder experiment, and I'm giving him a C-.
C-?
I think
why?
I don't know. I might change this actually.
No, I might change it. Yeah.
You know, I really didn't know how to rate Minnesota because with the change in quarterback, it's been kind of hard.
Team's underachieved.
They've definitely underachieved. Definitely, I will agree with that. And I just don't know how much to put on the coach and how much to put on the players out.
I'll be honest with you. The only thing that I think is in your favor is that he realized McNabb wasn't the guy and he put Ponder in there. But I mean, McNabb is a disaster. The defense is very spotty. Sometimes they look really good.
I probably should have rated him lower because
I think it's a defense.
I was not happy the first 4 or 5 weeks where they didn't give Adrian Peterson the ball enough. And I know they were playing from behind a lot of those games, but even if you are, Adrian Peterson's your best player. Give him the ball,
Yeah, I mean, I think he's not going to be back next year. They're going to bring someone else.
Yeah, he's good. It's tough to
bring someone else.
All right, so the last guy we got is a team that's 6-1 right now, and they were 6-10 last year. So even if they lose every game, they're still equal. Jim Harbaugh and the San Francisco 49ers playing out of their minds. How do you rate Jim Harbaugh?
I'm going to give him an A- right now.
I'm just going to give him a solid A.
I think the jury's still out, though.
Yeah.
Can he continue it? I mean, he had the whole, but the handshake thing that kind of takes the dagger.
Yeah, if they, to be honest with you, they shouldn't have lost to Dallas. They did, but they shouldn't have, and that's why I gave them the A because they should be 7-0.
It's pretty amazing.
He's doing great.
It's pretty amazing what he did.
And in spite of having Alex Smith as a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, they got the running game. They got Frank Gore. The defense is playing pretty well.
But every coach behind him's had Frank Gore, and they haven't been able to.
And he keeps coming. He keeps coming out to the East Coast and winning.
You gotta give him. I don't know. At least an A-, which I appreciate you.
I'm a conservative. I'm a conservative.
I got you. You're a tough critic. But I think right now you gotta give him an A. And hopefully you can continue the season that they're having and stick with it, so you don't have to go back at the end of the season and rate them differently. But.
No, I'm with you on that.
So only one guy got an A.
Well, it's been tough. It's been tough year. When you're first year coach, the team is pretty bad, right?
Coaches aren't doing that well.
Right. Well, I mean, you're coming in not to a great situation on it.
That's right. That's right. We have a couple D's and no F's though.
That's true.
No F's.
Well, that's kind of people we will see.
All right, that's great one for this week.
That was good.
As always, check us out HodgePodgeSports.com and look forward to hearing some comments. Heard people really liked Grading last week, so hopefully they like this one too.
Awesome, thanks.